if you're saying, well, we don't want our guys to go World of Sport, I totally get that. They're on like network television, completely different contract agreements. But I think for Progress, the history that's been there before with guys like Matt Riddle and stuff like that all working there, I think hopefully they keep that bond and keep that relationship open. But it looks like a really good card. By all accounts, the person that said about these things happening has assured me it's supposedly in his mind going to be the best card of UK on UK soil of 2019. He says more matches to be announced, so we'll see what more gems they may have. But I think good news. I think it's positive that they are getting back some guys. I know everyone was going crazy about the UK, but it doesn't seem maybe as bad as we first thought. I think that's anything to add before we get on with our interview, Matt.
I think you covered all of that pretty well.
Yeah, so guys, just to let you know, we might not be back next week for a podcast, but we will be back, I would imagine September 2nd or 3rd, with a podcast to talk about our experience from the 31st, which is going to be quite a day of wrestling, I would imagine. Matt from London will be sharing his experience as well as I will in my local community. And then, of course, the fallout from AEW and NXT as well. So it's like, I'm going to be very fascinating. If anyone's going there, please let me know how that is for you and the costings of it, especially if you don't live in Wales. I can imagine that's going to set you back quite a bit. Because rugby is taking place there, so that's going to be a bit of a nightmare. But I'm interested to see what the numbers are like, whether it's getting people buzzed in to go and see it with what's happened here. But yeah, you're absolutely right there, because the reason they did that in the first place, because this New Japan thing, and it almost sort of bit them on their own backside now because of what's happened here. But yeah, that was the reason they reacted. It's very, very strange, but there you go. So yeah, we'll have to see. So not only have they got that, they've also got AEW to contend with as well now. So sort of all in one day. I'm sure they regret this in some ways, but it's kind of funny because they all at different time slots. So I guess there'll be some mad wrestling fan that can watch 3 of them somehow with maybe a couple of screens on his wall to check everything. I'm sure Dave Meltzer's got like a Batman cave. So that's how I see him. I see him as like the Michael Keaton film with the screens up, just sitting there getting ready to write the next newsletter. Don't forget, guys, if you want to get in touch with us, you can hit us up on Facebook, our Facebook page, which is WrestleLine. I want to thank everybody, as per usual, to go into our Instagram as well, which is WrestleLine Channel. And we're on all the other social medias as well. If you want to email us, very simple. You can email at wrestleline.co.uk. And don't forget, guys, the website itself, which will be full of content come the beginning of September. We're going to be posting our first videos on our new YouTube channel, which again is called WrestleLine. It's very, very simple to find out. And we're going to be posting our first videos up the very beginning, the 1st of September. That's the Sunday, straight after AEW that day, so you can check all those good stuff out. Coming next, folks, interview now with, of course, the commissioner or promoter. I'm not sure what he is. We're going to have to ask him. Lucus Jackson, coming your way up next. So, guys, really excited to welcome the owner of Dropkicks Academy, Lucus Jackson. Lucas, thanks for coming on and giving us a little bit of insight into what you do at the Academy. Just for people that don't know a little bit about the promotion, just explain your role and a little bit about the promotion that you run.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on, John. Dropkicks or DKW Academy, we are an academy based in Purfleet, in Essex, and we run shows all throughout Essex. We've been around for over 20 years. I've been involved in Dropkicks myself since 2004 as a member, and then obviously I took over about 5 years ago now, 5-6 years ago.
Wow, that's a long time. It's a crazy amount of time. And obviously you've got 2 shows coming up in Essex, local to where we are, in fact, where we're based in Leigh-on-Sea. This weekend, Funhouse, Westcliff, looks like a really jam-packed show. What can people expect to see? And of course, if you're living local and you like wrestling, you're going to want to get there, no doubt about it. But what can people expect to see this Sunday?
expect the unexpected, I think. We got a really good event planned for this Sunday. At the moment, we've got 5 action-packed contests featuring a range of talents that are unique drop kicks that you can only see at a DKW show. We've got a hardcore match for the Chaos 24/7 Championship.
Cool.
Vinny Daniels taking on Lewis Barrett, the heavyweight. We've also got some tag team action with the management led by myself, taking on Max Myers and El Nino. We've got we've got so much great action. We've also got our British champion TJ Riff. He's having his birthday bash, and that'll be an in-ring segment taking place at the start of the show, and much more. Really, we're just trying to do our best to keep it different and keep it. Like our shows are quite unique, and have a family-friendly kind of atmosphere and feel, and just have a bit of fun with it, really.
Amazing. And we'll get this out at the end of the podcast as well, but just let people know where they can get tickets if they want them, and because I guess there are some still available if people want to get down there, families, like you said. Where can they go to get these tickets from?
So tickets are available now online. Our web address. I don't know if you're going to give out at the end of the program. You're saying
you can do that now. That's fine. We've also got it on our website as well. So anybody who wants to check out the website, you'll see it.
Yeah, tickets available now online. It's dkwtickets.ecwid.com. That's dkwtickets.ecwid.com. And we are going to do a promotion on Friday where all tickets will be 10% off. So
wow.
There's a good chance people on maybe payday weekend. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some
Good
people.
call. Good call.
Yes.
Bank holiday next week as well.
Friday. Bank holiday. So, a further incentive to save a bit of cash before. But if not, you can pay on the door on the day as well.
Amazing.
Tickets, like I said, they're under £10. The family ticket is £27. So, it's a good afternoon out for all the family.
Now, for many of my listeners, they might not. I guess there's independent wrestling, and then there's real independent wrestling, and whatever level it is. But whatever it is, I mean, it is, and I don't exaggerate this enough, but there's a lot of hardship that goes into, I guess, smaller based promotions that are trying to run local shows, how busy you can get you guys doing this stuff. And again, everything is pretty much, I would imagine, you're kind of doing everything yourself. You can't just be asking somebody, I'll go out and do this. How much work do you have to put in to do these kind of shows locally and running them as often as you do? How much work is that for you as an owner? Doing this stuff?
Oh, it's incredibly difficult. Don't get me wrong. It's incredibly hard. Obviously, you're dealing with, doing things kind of, having your, kind of trying to do as much as possible in a short time as possible, and obviously trying to capitalise on trends and trying to capitalise on everything. And it can be quite difficult. Obviously, I'm lucky that I have a great team around me that do help and support. But I'm a bit of a a person. I go and do things for myself quite often, so I'm a bit insane. I sometimes go postering at 4 o'clock in the morning, or I sleep in my car sometimes. I sleep in my car before I poster. I go out postering in the morning, and then I might sleep for a little bit in my car, and then go out postering for the rest of the day. So I'm not wasting the whole day. I like doing postering mainly in the morning. I know, unfortunately, a lot of people aren't morning people, especially with wrestlers. It is very difficult, and obviously, you're doing it to kind of just try and get your company and your kind of style of wrestling and your message across. And obviously, it can sometimes get, squashed by obviously other bigger stuff that comes in the area. But you keep going because if it means something, as long as it means something to someone, I will keep going. That's why I've always said it, always seen it. That makes sense. Yeah,
that sounds like a really positive message, and to get out there. One of the things I heard you talk about earlier, one of your videos that you posted, you was talking about you need to, I believe, basically sort out the tag team division. You've made that your personal business going into this week. What can you tell us anything about that to add to that? What's been going on?
well, the tag team division in DKW has been something which has been a highlight over the many years that we've obviously run the academy and run the shows. Of the past year, the tag division has somewhat taken a back seat, and I don't believe that to be correct. Obviously, there's going to be some stuff done on shows which will help reinvigorate that division. And obviously we're looking at bringing in some more tag teams, making some new tag teams of our own. The best thing about obviously running academy shows is obviously you have the talent and you can just put them in the position you need them to. Right. So whenever I kind of need something, I've got like a large roster of people to kind of fill that position. If I need someone to be a bad guy, I need someone to be a good guy, I need someone to be in a tag team, I need someone to do this certain character, like it's all there kind of in front of me. But in terms of the tag division specifically, it's something which obviously I've noted that fans are enjoying those kind of matches. Not just in dropkicks, but fans just in wrestling, kind of worldwide, I guess. So I'm enjoying those kind of matches more and more. So I'll be trying my best, and I'll be foolish, obviously, not to kind of listen to that kind of feedback. That's obviously instantaneous, obviously online now. People enjoying those kind of matches.
Now, I'm intrigued to ask this question because you're a man that's actually in it. Now, from my perception of British wrestling at the moment, I'm looking at it like it's pretty healthy. But however, if you're in the thick of it, is this a time at the moment where you feel like this is healthy, or is too much competition an issue? How do you perceive like today's market at the moment? Because obviously from my point of view, when we cover a lot of independent shows and we think, everyone's booming, there's probably a show on every week, which there wasn't always. Like I can go back to sort of early 2000s where you'd have to kind of seek it out a little bit more. But from your point of view as an owner, like is it become more difficult, or is it more helpful, the fact that there is more availability around? Where do you lie with that?
To be fair, like I think people who are saying that British wrestling are dead are being very dramatic and being very, they kind of want the Facebook comments and that. But I do think that obviously it is on a small decline as compared to this time last year. Right. But it was always going to be, because obviously this time last year is just when we had just had World of Sport on ITV. We just I believe had the announcement about NXT UK. Right. Like it was never going to get any bigger. Like the thing is, before this, that's what we've been working up to. Obviously, when I was, I'm now 31 years old. Like when I was a kid, thinking about British wrestlers being in WWE, it was like a pipe dream. It was like it's impossible. Even when I started training, it was talking like there was none of this. There's no progress. There's no IPW. There was no Wrestling League and no ICW and all the other CWs. It was just like it was a pipe dream. It was like if you wanted to get to WWE, it was like you were 6'6", you were jacked, and you move to America and hope that you bumped into Triple H or Vince McMahon walking down the streets of Stanford. Like, that was literally it. But now it's got to the point where there's people obviously in my immediate circle and my further circle that are on NXT UK. People who have started at a training school just like people who come to DK and all the other training schools as well. Like started like that and are now on NXT UK and wrestling under the WWE banner. And so I think while obviously like at the moment really like we've had a takeover already, UK NXT takeover, got one coming up, and obviously right at the moment where there's not much. It doesn't seem like there's like another massive thing to kind of happen. Yeah. For British wrestling, but it is still booming. And in terms of our level, I think while the business will always go through like ups and downs. Like as a business anyway, like you always go through ups and downs. This is the unfortunate thing about running events, which obviously you don't have an off season with. We don't stop our training apart from a couple of weeks of Christmas and maybe like a couple of random weekends throughout the year, like when there's bank holidays or Mother's Day or whatever. But we keep going and the shows keep going, and so it's one of those things where you just like there's always going to have a little bit of a decline. Sure. But on the most, like our shows year on year have been up. On the most, like on average, we're getting more like socially out there, and we're getting more attention kind of from people, you know, year upon year.